Let's take a look at how to make this handle, which is our last piece for the wagon. So I'm gonna go into side view and then rotate this handle so it's more like straight upright. So I'm gonna have made it out of cylinder, and then I'm going to rotate this 90 degree. Okay, I'm gonna give 4 subdivisions for the height and 2 for the caps. Now I'm gonna go into vertex mode and move these 2 towards the corners, something around here. So I'm going to squash this entire handle like this, something like this. There we go. Now here I want to show you something else. It's called soft selection. So I'm going to grab this. To increase this edges, I'm going to add bevel. So maybe I'll give up to 8 segments. Now to use this soft selection, you want to select one edge, or you can do vertex, it's up to you, or face. And then under tool settings, open up soft selection, and down here you will see the soft selection button. If I turn that on, so I'll say start by setting this fall off radius to 0, so it can come closer to what I have, and then you can start increasing it. See, it kind of creates the fall off here. So another way to do it is hold B as a boy and left mouse button. That allows you to select the radius. Now what's the benefit of this? By selecting this, it selects with the fall off, and now I can hit scale button and I can pull this up. Say it's going to give you big bulge in the middle but less at the outer edges. Now you can also control this. Right now it looks like this. So if I undo this and I'll go back to soft selection and take a look at this. So now this curve would allow you to entirely select how you want this bulge to be. If I increase it, now if I bulge it, see it's bigger. Right now fall off is in a less area. Actually this is something I want, but not as much. So I'm gonna push it back 50%, and then I'm gonna increase this so it looks something like this. How do you turn it off? You can hit B key, B as a boy, to turn it off and on both. I'm going to grab this area from this corner to, let's say, all the way up to here, and then I'll extrude this downward straight. I'm going to push it out like this, and then let's also flat this out by scaling and extrude one more time and pull a little bit out like this. Alright, so now with that, now we can select this area and we can pull towards the center. Extrude, and W, I'm going to move it to the center. I'm going to put X 0 here so it comes right up to the center point. Alright, so this is good so far. Now I'm going to select this object, go into multi-cut, and I'm going to go to left to right, hold shift, and that's going to give me the line there. Now to make sure this line is straight, I can grab it and I'm going to hit scale and pull this a little bit up. I'm going to go to multi-cut, grab this corner from there to there, put it diagonally instead. Now same thing I want you to do over here, because in that case, if you do it this way, then your bevel will be really nice in that corner. And here to here, enter. Now grab target weld, and I'm going to go into vertex mode. In target weld, I'm going to take that, drop it on the top, and now see we have turned that corner into diagonals. If you ever have an option, always go with the diagonal. There you go. Now how about others? Others we're gonna just remove them from here to here. Select, Control Delete, and then same way these 2 edges. Or you can also merge them, but that will be more time consuming. Then this, here we go. Select this, Control Delete. Alright, now we got the clean corner. Double click on it, select the entire loop, click on bevel, and see that gives you enough lines there to create that little roundness. So I'm going to grab this entire edge as well as this one and the lower one as well. Okay, so we don't need to bevel anything here, but since we wanted to complete a loop, would be an idle to select that. Here we go. And now bevel, increase the friction, probably want it to go up to 0.8, and now go back to the object mode, hit 3 to see how those edges look like, and they look pretty good in here. I wanted to copy from X negative to X positive, so I'm going to change to X positive and hit apply. Alright, with that we are done with the handle. So I'm going to go into edge, double click on there and click on bevel, and that gives me 2 more edges, but I don't want them to be too far, so I'm going to increase the friction or reduce the friction in a way. Close, 14, even closer. Okay, so let's say, here we go. Now I was trying to match up these lines, so they match up with the corner of the bar here. Okay, so now from there, now I'm going to delete history onto these two, add it, delete by type, history. Alright, now what I'm going to do is I'm going to grab this object and isolate select, and then now I'm going to pick these polygons from here to here, and let's extrude these, hit extrude, and I'm going to pull them out just a tiny bit. Even if you don't pull it out, you can still keep it there and hit the circularize button. It would still circularize within the same place. So hit R and scale it right from the center, and so you can get right about, there you go. This should be good enough. And I will set my pivot point right at this point, so I can scale it from that point. Alright, so I'll make this one a little bit bigger so it can fit in with our pole right up there here. Okay, so now we're almost ready, and now I need to delete history, add it, delete by type history, and another thing is I'm going to get rid of those faces as well, delete. Now before I connect, there's something we did with this rod over here, and that was we added thickness. Now with thickness you get double-sided polygons. We don't really need those inner polygons. So how I can remove them is, first I'll select these and delete these faces. Now I'm going to double click on the inner side. It's not just going to select these. If I hit 4, you will see it's going to select the entire intersection. I can even pull it out. So I'm going to delete that intersection, and that happened when we decided to make this pole a little bit thick. Alright, so now it's there. Now last thing is to grab these two, combine these two together, and we're gonna bridge them, and both of them should have exact 12 number of edges. Now bridge, and the bridging is done. Now after bridge, I'll take out this edge, control delete. That will remove if there's any sort of bent in there. Now along with that, I'll grab this edge and I want it to bevel it, so the transition is a little bit smoother. So I'm going to go into bevel and 0.2, a little bit less, like that, that's 0.7. Now if I hit 3, and that connection would be really seamless, and it will look good as well. Look at that, looks really like, you know, welded. Pivot point of this handle is changed, so I wanted to push this pivot point back to this position, and now let's rotate this one back to somewhere around here. Here we go. So now we have completed our wagon. So everything that we have in our reference is done over here.